Hello, welcome back to the Winning Agenda's coverage of some Players Tour testing
PT.
with Isaac.
PT testing.
PT
Yeah.
testing with Isaac Egan. So this is match 2.
Yeah.
How do we feel about match 1?
Match 1, you saw the strength of the Akroan War
Yeah.
in that it got to steal their creature and then it forced them to attack
Into their own creature. Yeah.
creature, which means that we didn't even have to have a sack outlet to kill their thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we're playing against Mythic number 1.
Ooh,
Yeah. The Grudge match.
All right.
See if we can't knock them off their throne.
We don't have a green source here. We've got a couple of cats and a bolus of Citadel.
This is a really dicey hand.
I believe it is a mulligan. All right. This is
This is a way better hand.
much better. So now I've got the option of either putting bolus of Citadel on the bottom or...
I feel like maybe you want to accelerate into the Bolus of Citadel this game. Like,
Yeah.
do you? I mean, in a vacuum against not knowing what your opponent's playing, is that the number one plan, or...?
I want all of these cards so badly. So the
Not being initiated in the deck, I look at Woe Strider and think that's the one to go on the bottom, but...
Yeah, I think that Woe Strider is 2 creatures in and of itself, which allows you to cast
And-
Priest. Priest
cool.
also gets you double black mana and messes with their stuff and allows you to ramp into this. This is just good by itself, so you can see the dilemma here. If we put the Bolus of Citadel on the bottom, then the Priest becomes just good by itself, but not necessarily...
I feel like maybe the Goose then goes on the bottom. If Woe Strider
We
gives
could also
us...
go turn 1 Goose into turn 2 Woe Strider. Woe Strider is also really good with Bolus of Citadel.
Yeah.
Ooh. Alright, let's put the Goose on the bottom. We'll see how that goes.
I mean, I'm just feeling greedy to see this Bolus of Citadel go off, so maybe that's like colouring my thinking. Maybe it is right to put Bolus of Citadel on the bottom, I don't know. So we've got a question in the chat. Big game, do we know who is Mythic number 1 at the moment? Well, we know it's Moyashi.
Yeah, Moyashi.
Whoever that is.
Yeah.
But don't know exactly whom.
Alright, so we've got Fabled Passage, which doesn't give us much information at all.
Uh-huh. So do we trail or do we priest?
Let's Priest.
Okay. Why is that?
Because if they are Giant Sacrifice, then we really want to have the Priest in play. If they are Team of Wreck, which is probably more likely.
Yep.
They are Giant Sacrifice.
Okay.
Or more likely to be Giant Sacrifice.
Yep.
Then, like if they're Team of Wreck, we could play the Trail of Crumbs next turn and it wouldn't be too much of an issue.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Let's get out this Woe Strider.
Alright, so Rob Lark reckons would have put the Citadel or a land on the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think that any one of those cards could have gone on the bottom. Like,
Playing the Citadel if we draw a land next turn feels like it could be pretty good. No?
not the Forest. The Forest couldn't have gone on the bottom.
No, true. That would have been a very bad decision. But yeah, if we draw a land, do we go Citadel?
Yes.
Yep. And just jam it? Alright.
There's not, I guess they could be playing like a main deck Wilt, but there's generally don't.
Yep. And then we just got to hope that we don't whiff again. Okay, so that can't sacrifice itself, can it, in response?
It cannot. They
Sack another
currently don't
creature.
have a sack outlet, but that's
Okay.
right. Yeah, which 11. That's reasonable.
Okay. So no Citadel next turn, but at least we get to play Goose.
Yes. Alright, so we can play Goose or we can play Trail of Crumbs, but I think we want to play Goose.
Because that means unless they have an answer, we get Citadel the following turn?
Yeah. Also, like, hypothetically, if they took Bolus of Citadel out of our hand, then we'd be able to play Trail of Crumbs, and Gilded Goose and Trail of Crumbs is pretty great.
Cool. So, how do we feel about that turn from them? That doesn't feel like it's doing too much
Yeah, not doing too much.
to interfere with our plan.
We've got 4, 5, 6 mana with this, and 1 mana with this. Because they're actually going to get to ping 2 things,
Yep.
I'm going to start by sacrificing a food to add black.
Yep.
And we'll see what they ping.
Mhm.
Oh, let's... Alright, so...
Cool. So now they lose the Mayhem Devil, but they get to ping something for that as well, right? If this
Yeah,
eventually
they're going to
resolves.
kill
Yep.
the priest.
Yep. Cool. So they'll just kill that with the triggers off our own sacrifices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they have to sacrifice their Mayhem Devil.
Just give me a sec.
And then they're going to sacrifice their own Mayhem Devil to do us 1 extra damage.
Yep.
Resolve this.
I still feel like you're
this.
ahead from this exchange, though.
Well, we...
Well, I mean, you're going to be once you cast the Bolus of Citadel.
yeah.
Do we want to... You got 3 mana. Do you want to keep the green upright?
Yes.
Or is that the best? No.
Ooh,
Well,
alright.
playing the first one wouldn't have done anything anyway, so we didn't get punished too hard. Right.
Well... I don't think it matters too much either way.
Yep.
Oh, this is great.
Yep. So here we go.
Oh, alright. So this is almost certainly lethal.
Okay.
Just because Woe Strider allows us to eventually find a Mayhem Devils, and I'm sure that we'll see a...
So we're down to 5.
yeah,
Okay.
we'll see a,
Cool.
we'll see a concession there from...
Awesome.
Number 1 Mythic player knows what's going on.
Sweet. So pretty good to get game 1 under your belt against the number 1 Mythic player, like in the mirror match. So what's the mirror match sideboard tech?
So we bring in the Scorching Dragonfires.
Yeah.
We bring in Corvolds. We bring in Vraska. We don't know what to take out.
Because everything's good.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Is Claim the Firstborn weaker?
No.
Okay.
Well, because you get to sacrifice Mayhem Devil, Goose, Priest of the Forgotten Gods.
Okay. Stealing their Mayhem Devil feels pretty good.
Yeah.
And then getting it off the board. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, like, Mayhem Devil tends to be pretty darn good in this matchup. We might want to trim on 1 cat, 1 oven.
Yep. Okay.
Because what else are we going to take out? Maybe a priest, because they're going to have the ability to kill our stuff.
Do we go too slow then if we...
I don't think priest...
And do we not allow ourselves to do what we did then and just ramp into the Citadel?
I don't think it matters. I think we can even take out 1 Citadel just because they're going to kill some stuff and they might kill... I don't know.
What about Goose in this matchup?
I don't think I've ever sided out Goose because of the interaction with Trail of Crumbs, because it can like generate food just by itself.
Yeah.
It ends up being just a great card.
Okay.
Maybe we don't want Scorching Dragonfire, but then why do I have Scorching Dragonfire on my sideboard?
What does it hit in this matchup? So
it
they
hits,
can...
it hits Woe Strider, it hits Mayhem Devil, it hits Gilded Goose, and it sometimes hits Cat. And exiles them.
How often does it hit? I feel like it's not often going to hit Cat. Like, as in, like, what things can it hit that they're not just going to sacrifice in response? Is my issue with it.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how... Obviously, they're not always going to have the oven or the sack out, but... Yeah.
You said the clock running down, which is why I started making a decision there.
Particularly if you get Vraska and can snipe their oven or their sack outlet or whatever. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's good.
This feels good, yeah.
Yeah. We don't have a red source, which is quite relevant.
Got the Gilded Goose.
Yes, we do. But if we play Woe Strider on turn 2, which is what I assume will happen, then we won't have a red source for the Claim the Firstborn, but then now we're drawing a
second goose. Yeah.
Which...
Goosey.
And the goose is loose.
It's pretty good that it turns into essentially a filter when you get your second goose on top of your first one. Yeah, I do like that about them a lot. Rob Lark says Dragonfire's average in his view.
Alright, so we've got the option 1
Yep.
is play Woe Strider this turn. Option 2 is Claim the Firstborn, take their goose,
Yep.
play Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven as options.
And then sack their goose to the oven.
Yeah, sack the goose to the oven. We don't have to play the Cauldron Familiar. We can just Claim the Firstborn on their thing.
How important? I mean, bolt the bird, right?
It's going to sacrifice our land either way. If this was a mountain, then I think I would just steal the goose.
Yeah.
But I don't want to use our food in order to take the goose, knowing that there might be
more threats down the road.
Yeah, there might be a Mayhem Devil or.
Okay.
got the option to scry here, which I actually want to do because
Yeah.
I want to find a land.
Yep. Seems good. I mean, the goat's not doing a whole lot, particularly since we started out the priests.
Yeah,
Did we start out the priests in the end?
we did.
Yeah. I mean, it's still good to have more
Yeah,
creatures.
that is a
but-
very relevant point though. That we don't have the priest anymore. Ah, Corvold.
Did not hit the land though, which does kind of suck. But they don't have a sack outlet for the Cauldron Familiar, so it is a claim the firstborn option.
Yep.
So you can claim the firstborn, the
But
Cauldron
then
Familiar,
they'd
and
just
play
be able
Barwin.
to. They'd just be able to.
Bring it back.
Bring it
Yeah.
back, yeah.
Cool.
I think we want to take them off potentially playing their own Corvold in their
Yep.
in their turn. So let's auto pay, take their goose.
Mm-hmm. And get our oven on.
Yep. This one is the one that's.
That is theirs in the middle, I think. Yeah, it's got haste.
Yeah.
Yep. Awkward that it's not marked by more than that. Lucky that that gives it haste, otherwise it would have been like...
There does like come up like a owned by something.
Okay.
Sure. If you want to. I suppose they're going to play Mayhem Devil. Actually, this is a terrible block. But that's all right. Because they play Mayhem Devil on. Oh no, they're just.
They were just fishing for damage.
Oh, look, that's actually reasonable. That makes more sense actually, because if you play this Fable Passage before, then like if you've got Mayhem Devil, you don't play the Fable Passage before. You just attack with this.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna play this Fable Passage, which is quite reasonable. I'm actually not gonna play the cat.
Not going to play the cat? Why
Nah,
not?
because I want to spend 2 mana to make a food,
Okay.
and then that way I've got Core Vault open.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. And then,
Another attack. Do we double down?
surely is it not worth it? I don't
It is
know.
not worth it.
Since Citadel's also an option next turn, isn't it?
If we draw a land.
Yeah.
Don't press OK. Yep. Sacrifice this. Get
Yep,
him out.
good call. Yeah, very good call. What do we need? Control?
Z.
Full control? No. Control Z?
Oh, cancel.
Ah, good.
I want to create a food.
Oh, yeah. Don't want any of that.
Alright. Now you can have your thing. Alright. My turn. Yeah. Let's sacrifice a food, add black mana, and see what they do with that trigger.
Yep.
Alright, that's fair enough.
So they're just going to kill one of our birds, and that means we have to kill the other
Yep.
one. Oh, do we oven it?
Yeah,
Yep.
we oven it.
And then
No, because then they get to kill our other bird.
how?
Because we're going
Ah, 'cause we're
to
sack.
play Corvold and
And then
sack
sack the
something.
food. But we look. Otherwise, we have to sacrifice the other bird to Corvold anyway, right?
Yes, we are going to sacrifice the bird to Corvold.
And that means they need to use all their Mayhem Devil triggers to kill both our birds. I think
Yeah.
that's better. Otherwise, the other way, we have to sack the bird to Corvold, and then they get a free Mayhem Devil trigger off our sacrificing our own bird.
I think we're going to sacrifice the bird either way.
Rather than the food, just sacrifice the bird to Corvold.
Yeah, I forgot that we're making a food here. Okay, yeah, because then we're going to sacrifice the food. No, because we're just going to keep the...
Okay.
We forgot that they had a Fabled Passage.
Ah, yes, that is very relevant.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have lost the oven. So that's good.
Let's pay 2 life.
Familiar or a second oven?
Second oven, just in case they try to kill this, we can
Yeah, cool.
sacrifice it and get two
Two
food.
foods. Two foods better than one.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get that delicious food? All right.
Downfall. Exile target creature with command amount cost 3 or greater. 2 foods, draw a card.
And we're still a black off Bolas's Citadel, but not too far. We're now getting low on life, though, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Fair amount of life sitting there, though, in the Witch's Oven food Cauldron Familiar kind of food department. Yep.
So I think we want to just...
We want to play that tapped, right? The Blood Crypt?
We can play it untapped and sacrifice a food. But it actually works out to be neutral.
Yep.
Because we pay 2 life, sacrifice a food, which is 1 life.
Yep, off the Cauldron Familiar.
Off the, Mayhem Devil. Yeah.
Oh, true. So we get to block the Mayhem Devil.
Yep. And we'll... Yeah, let's sacrifice.
Because, like, we net a food this way. Like, we end up on the same life total.
No, because we get punched
we have to
for
sack
1.
the food to bring it back. Yeah,
and then we sack this.
And then we get punched for 1 again when we sack the food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm seeing why Mayhem Devil is quite a beating in the mirror.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see how this goes.
Thoughts?
Yep. Let's get it out there.
And that's the end, right?
Yeah, that's the end for this.
If we can find a Claim the Firstborn, that's going to be pretty huge, I feel.
Yeah, we've got like Trail of Crumbs that allows us to kind of change the top of our library a bunch.
Okay. And we do have a bit of mana that we can turn into life with the food tokens as well, I guess.
Yeah.
So we
allow that to happen, and then we just
bring it back again. No?
Yes, we're going to bring it back again.
No, I'm just wondering what our opponent was up to. Tapping some mana there, but...
Resolve all of these things.
So many triggers, so many life going either way. It's really interesting that if Cauldron Familiar didn't have the gain life part, we'd just be so effed right now.
I think we're going to go down to 7. I think the extra food is relevant because we've got enough mana to spend to just sacrifice food. And
yeah. Just gaining life from food seems good.
Mm-hmm.
When we don't need our mana to cast our spells.
Yeah. Mana's for chumps.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. We get to turn 2 mana into effectively 3 mana. Or 2, because net 2 with the Mayhem Devil. Goosey.
Yep.
And we take the Trail of Crumbs trigger, don't we? It's only when it's sacrificed, not when it comes into play, is it?
Yeah,
The
so when we
trigger?
sacrifice a food, we get to...
So we get to do 2 of those this turn. We can just like sack 2.
Yep.
Which means we probably don't want that Trail of Crumbs.
But we can... No, we don't. I don't think we want this one here. I think we want to do this to resolve. Pings us for 1.
Mm-hmm.
Pay 1.
Yeah.
Get our own Mayhem Devil.
Nice.
And then we get to play this Mayhem Devil.
And then unfortunately we don't get to reshuffle unless we do cat oven stuff. Like we can't actually sack the foods for mana now.
We can...
we can sack the food for mana with Gilded Goose instead.
Gilded Goose has...
Does it have Summoning Sickness?
Summoning Sickness.
Okay.
So I can sack this and deal 1 damage to this. And they're deciding to kill our Mayhem Devil, which is excellent. Then pinging us.
Yeah. And do we want a Trail of Crumbs here?
Yeah, we don't want to.
Yeah.
have that on top. Now let's put a Bolus of Citadel into our hand.
Yep. Ugh. Just can't stop hitting lands. I feel like this works out well for us.
Yes. So now we get to like just gain life like with impunity kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Auto pay. We got this Fable Passage into our hand.
Come on. Waste Rider. Nice.
Yeah, so we can play that and go to 5.
The first one. Sack and Scry. It gives us a
one.
Scry off the cold.
Oh, we have the option of claiming the first one on our Gilded Goose, which is
to give it haste,
which allows us to Trail of Crumbs one more time.
Oh, nice! Hey, look at that.
Well, they've probably got nothing in their hand, and so they're only
but they're now Mythic Rank 17.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, we are.
We are.
Who knows what they are? Good stuff.
Yeah.
Almost made top 10.
All right. That was match number 2.
Pretty good. Can't complain about that. Well, we'll break up the recording because we're recording videos for our streamers who are watching in. So thanks for watching. This has been Jesse Marshall and Isaac Egan for The Winning Agenda with match number 2. We'll be back with match number 3 very shortly. Head along to patreon.com/thewinningagenda if you want to support us, or at the very least, if you can hit subscribe and like on YouTube, that'd be great. Thanks for watching.